We live in a country that has many things that need to be worked on. So if the higher-up faces in high places, and masses of American politicians, environmentalists, and concerned everyday citizen are serious about sustaining an efficient world for future generations to live in, we need to see several changes made towards implementing greener alternatives to wasteful products and come up with alternate ways to utilize our resources in a way that we can interact with nature in a less wasteful way. In order for American elitist liberals to take all the environmental mumbo-jumbo talk beyond promoting vegan cat food, skipping showers, paying extra for grocery bags, and empty slogans from celebrities who fly private jets, which by the way emit 5 to 14 times more CO2 gas than commercial planes, then they need to start implementing actual structural changes that will push the different sectors of our lives down a much more greener path. In the meantime, my plan towards correcting the amount of waste produced by our capitalistic gains would be to 1. Implement a plan to have 50% of suburban American homes absorbing and storing rainwater in their homes. Suburban areas contribute heavily to runoff due to large rooftops and paved surfaces. Rainwater harvesting would significantly reduce erosion and prevent pollutants from entering rivers and lakes. There would also be a system to replenish groundwater through permeable surfaces and underground cisterns, which would help to recharge aquifers, reducing long-term water stress. For the pavement runoff, permeable pavement would be put down especially in flood-prone areas to reduce rain runoff. You can also save water by having greenery and water-conscious landscaping supported by harvested rain that reduce the urban heat island effect. This would be an economic benefit for families, as households could save 30 to 50% on water bills by using harvested rainwater for toilets, laundry, irrigation, and even filtered indoor use. Governments would be relieved as well, especially local governments, to get to spend less on stormwater systems and treatment plants due to these made changes. Homes being able to utilize harvested rainwater is a no-brainer, especially in certain parts of the country. These climate-resilient homes would be better equipped to handle droughts or municipal water shortages. Also, in flood-prone areas, rain harvesting and absorption systems, like green roofs or rain gardens, would lower the risk of overwhelmed drainage systems. If 50% of households were to harvest rainwater, regions like the South and the Midwest could benefit the most from this, as suburban homes in the South could collect up to 320 billion gallons of rainwater per year. In second place is the Midwest, where they would collect 260 million gallons of rainwater per year. This would be an initial 10-year funded project. Year 1 of this project would be the planning stage, where they would do community engagement and risk management. Year 2 would be the pilot project stage, where they would implement policies in 25 high-risk cities. Then years 3 through 7 would be the expansion stage, where they would scale up and monitor the impact of this rainwater harvest project. After this, years 8 through 10 would be the evaluation stage, which would be the revising stage, where things are, implement improvements, and look for continued funding. Many Americans are not aware of the amount of water that is wasted daily, monthly, and annually in this nation, which is going to end up leading to many problems in the future and force water to become a coveted resource. Americans in residential dwelling areas individually use about 82 to 100 gallons of water daily and, as a whole, use 322 billion gallons of water per day. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, this totals up to approximately 117 trillion gallons of water annually. California, Texas, Idaho, Florida, Arkansas, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina are the top 10 in water withdrawals for usage according to the data. Water withdrawals are categorized based on their primary use. The main categories include: thermoelectric power can be described as water used in the generation of electricity through steam-driven turbines. This is 41% of water usage. As thermoelectric power accounts for 40% of total freshwater withdrawals, this then makes it one of the largest single users of water. The solution to the great chunk of wastewater that goes towards cooling down thermoelectric plants is to come up with a zero liquid discharge (ZLD) system. What this would do is be a water treatment method that ensures no wastewater leaves the facility. How it works? Well, wastewater is treated through evaporation and crystallization. Solids are then disposed of, and the water is then recovered. The result is 95 to 100% water recovery. These thermoelectric plants located in water-scarce regions face supply pressure, leading to innovations like dry cooling, which reduces water usage but is more expensive and less efficient. Secondly, you have irrigation, which is water applied to assist in the growing of agricultural crops. This is 37% of water usage. Third is public supply, water withdrawn by public and private water suppliers and delivered to users. This is 12% of water usage. Industrial and other, water used for industrial purposes such as fabricating, processing, washing, and cooling. This amounts to 10% of water usage. Domestic usage is water being used for household purposes, including drinking, food preparation, bathing, washing clothes and dishes, and flushing toilets. Livestock, water used for livestock watering, feedlots, dairy operations, and other on-farm needs. About 10 to 15% of total freshwater use goes specifically toward livestock production. Aquaculture, water used in the farming of fish, shellfish, and other aquatic organisms. Aquaculture accounted for 2% of total freshwater withdrawals in the U.S. Now, in the case of mining, water is used for the extraction of minerals. Mining results in 1 to 2% of total fresh water withdrawal. We need to start finding ways to be more efficient in our use of our water supply and recycle our wastewater so that we are not endlessly stripping natural habitats down to the bone and thinning out our freshwater lakes and rivers. This is a major topic that is virtually never brought up in political debates or future concerns from either right-wing or left-wing talking heads. Remember, being patriotic about nature is cool too. If you want to add some solutions of your own, feel free to do so in the comments, and please like, share, and subscribe.